Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. Esteem a New Woman. The devilish diva starts on the road to becoming a new creature in Christ in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Get your copy of Esteem a New Woman at Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. One of my viewers in the comments section proposed that I create AI animations of the art that's featured on the covers of SJS Direct books. Now, they believe that if I go out here and create AI animations of that art, it will get attention on SJS Direct books. And while that might be an interesting idea, it's not one that I want to support. And it's not one that I want to support as a lifelong comic fan and a lifelong animation fan, because I want to go out here and make sure that real artists get real work, and I want to show respect for artists who work for me, like Bill Walko, who designs many of the ISIS and Esteem series covers. And Bill basically came into being an artist because of his love for animation. And I would love to be able to be the one who could go out here and give Bill that opportunity to be able to work in animation and basically live his dream. And that's what I would want to do if I went out here and were able to get a deal as related to possibly making an ISIS or Esteem animated series, or maybe even making an animated movie like an Esteem The Sands of Time. I would like to give Bill an opportunity to go out here and be able to take his animation style and designs to an animation studio and see those images come to life. I would like to do that for Bill for working for me, and I think that would be the greatest way I could show respect for him and all the work that he's gone out here and done for me over the years. And when it comes down to all that work, I have a lot of great gratitude for Bill Walko or Mike Williams or even Des Taylor for taking the time to go out here and design the art on the covers of my books, because I've contacted many comic book artists over the years and asked them to do designs for my covers, and I've had many artists turn me down, but these artists basically went out of their way to go out here and do that work for me, the same way Antonio Balderi had that willingness to do that work on the John Haynes at Death's Door comic. And the way I believe in showing respect to an artist is not taking their work and feeding it to that AI machine, but going out here and taking the work that I've had do for them and having them get better work opportunities that would basically go out here and bluster their resumes and their portfolios. And that's what any, I believe, person who is a Christian who believes in God would do, like myself. You would want to go out here, and as you're going out here giving opportunities to creators, you want to be able to have it where they can actually go out here and reap the benefits from their work. I mean, yes, you paid them a commission for their work, but I also want to see them be able to take that work and be able to move forward in their careers. That's what I want to see them do. And that was one of the reasons why I was so passionate back in 2018 about doing an ISIS graphic novel with Bill Walko. I wanted to go out here, and again, he did so much great work for me that I wanted to go out here and be able to give him another job where he could basically showcase his work and make sure that he could possibly be compensated for that work. That's something that I want to do as related to many comic creators out here. If I work with you, I want to make sure that you're paid for that work and are able to go out here and continue being paid for that work. Because for me, comic artists were the people who basically helped me learn how to read, and it was comic creators who were the ones who helped me to be able to get through hard times when I was being bullied in junior high school and high school. And the way I believe in paying it forward as related to all the work that was done in comics to help me out was to go out here and look to help out other comic creators. And that's one of the reasons why I feature comic art on the covers of my books, is because of the impact of comic books and comic art have had on me, and animation has had on me. And the way I want to, again, pay it forward is by going out here and making sure that real comic artists and real animation artists are able to work in this business. And the way I see things, I would love to see Bill Walko on the level of Bruce Timm. I would love to see him on that level like Bruce Timm is on right now. I would also love to see Des Taylor be on that level that Bruce Timm is on. Again, both of them are fantastic artists with a style that basically fits animation, and having my characters being done in their designs is one of those things that just makes my day. And again, I don't want to do wrong by an artist by going out here and using AI in any fashion. No, AI for me basically is something that I don't want to go out here and use, because for me, AI basically is not real art. It's not coming from a real artist. It doesn't really have a heart or a soul. It doesn't really connect with people. It doesn't really have any sort of spirit, because when an artist goes out here and designs art, they are giving a part of themselves in those pictures. There's a piece of themselves that we feel, and we connect with those artists. That's what we get when a real artist does work. And I don't want anything to do with AI whatsoever. There will be, as long as I'm living, and I don't know how long I have with the heart failure, as long as I'm living, there won't be any AI in any SJS Direct projects. No, I refuse to use AI, and I will not go out here and have my projects done with any sort of AI animation, because to me, real animation comes from real artists and real people with passion. People with passion, not only like Bill Walko and Des Taylor, but also guys like on YouTube, like Chris Crazy House. Again, a man who has a great love for animation. And I would rather see those guys get their break and get their break doing animation and being able to get a real animation job. And it would be an honor to have those type of artists be able to take that step to the next level using my material. That's the way I basically see it. I would like to see real artists basically be able to take their work to the next level and be able to get those opportunities. That's what I want to see be done as related to my work. And if I had, again, the money, I would be, again, trying to offer more opportunities out here to real artists, because art comes from an artist's soul. It comes from their heart. It comes from who they are. And that's what I want to share out here with people, again, because art was how I learned how to read. Comic books were how I learned how to read. It was books by the late George Perez, the late Jack Kirby, and many other creators. That is how I learned how to read. And I want to give that passion back to people as related to the work that I do. And that's why I say, yeah, AI, you might save some money and get people's attention for a minute, but it's going to put an artist out of work. And the last thing I want to do is put an artist out of work. No, I want to go out here and not only pay for the artist to do the cover of my books, I also want to be able to make sure that they can continue to get paid and be able to keep making a living, because many of the artists out here, they don't really have that type of money to be able to afford healthcare in their older age, or be able to afford to keep paying their bills. Because I've read the tragic stories of people like the late Peter David and many other artists who basically died in poverty, because while they were doing art, sometimes from a company like Marvel and DC for a while, eventually those companies wound up cutting those people, and they had nothing to live off of. So that's why I want to go out here and again be able to pay it forward to many creators. And again, I would love to be able to be the one to give Bill Walko that opportunity for the years of work that he's done for me. And by going out here and giving him an ISIS graphic novel project or a John Haynes graphic novel project, or even give a guy like Des Taylor one of those projects if they were available. Again, I want to give creators those opportunities because I know that, again, many artists, they're basically living project to project. So when it comes down to my whole take on art, I want to support independent comic artists and many artists out here because basically, again, if it wasn't for comics, I wouldn't be reading right now. And I wouldn't be the writer that I am. And I believe it's just ethically right to go out here and be able to, again, make sure that those artists get the opportunities as related to their work that allows them to move forward in their careers. Now, if you want to check out the art of Bill Walko or Des Taylor or Mike Williams or anyone who I've worked with in the past, like Antonio Balderi, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format featuring their art. And you can also check out my comic John Haynes at Death's Door, which is available on Kindle and also available in paperback on Lulu.com. And I want to continue to keep many comic artists working, and I would love to be able to give people more types of comic projects, like an ISIS graphic novel that I've written 2 scripts for. And basically, the thing that keeps me from doing that is being able to get the money together to be able to make sure an artist is paid. Because here at SJS Direct, what I try to do most of the time is before I even contact an artist is make sure that I have the budget in place. And the way I get the budget in place is with your support. So every donation that you give, what I try to do is go out here and make sure an artist is able to work on one of the covers for this year's books. That's what I try to do every year, and I take your donations to get those books out to the readers on platforms like Amazon. And the way I am able to do that is with the donations I get from you from the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App. And you can donate by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS Runway of Doom. The goddess next door struts her stuff on the catwalk to take on a runway of rogues in this action-packed all-new ISIS series adventure. Get your copy of ISIS Runway of Doom at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse. The man who rules the world gets a job offer he can't refuse in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.